Good morning, YouTube. It is Martin, and it's another Knit 365 video. This is episode 6, I think, of my vlogtober series, where I'm doing a few videos a week rather than just the usual 1 or 2 a month. So today is Friday. It's clue release day for episode 2. No, part 2. Oh, it's early. Coffee. Part 2 of Shawlography by Stephen West. I have to work today and I'm in the office all day. But I do like to take a break for about half an hour at some point between 12 and 1ish. I have my lunch, and then I have started doing a little bit of knitting in work. Something simple, a few rounds on a jumper, etc. So I'm optimistically going to take my yarn to work with me, and I'll see. The clue, if it's like last week, the video will come out about 11 o'clock. So I'll watch the video and then maybe I'll do 1 row. I don't know. Part of me's like, oh, just don't bother because you're not going to do any knitting on that. Just take one of the baby squares. But then I'm like, oh, but what if I watch the video and it's like, knit 6 rows in garter stitch? That would be really nice. Like I could do that, that's really easy. But if it's like, let's do a setup row because this week is brioche, I'm not even going to do that. I'll wait till I come home. So I'm going to take my yarn because I'll kick myself if I don't. And it's really easy, and I could have done that. That could be a little bit of knitting time. So yeah, so as usual, you're going to follow me through the weekend. We've got a quiet weekend. We're not doing anything. We might go out for dinner tonight. We might go out for a curry. We haven't been out for a curry for ages. We're going to go into town tomorrow and maybe start some Christmas shopping. It's never too early for the C word. So might go into the city centre. We haven't been in the city centre for ages. And then just like a roast dinner on Sunday, I think. Kind of very, very lazy weekend, which is good for knitting. And Monday is my non-work day. So that's my knitting day, which is perfectly timed with this week's clue. So I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm going to get to work. And then, yeah, I'm not sure what you're going to see next because I'm not sure what's going to come next. But it's very exciting. I hope you're all well. And I hope that you enjoy this video. So grab a cuppa, grab your Shawlography shawl if you're watching and knitting at that, or grab your latest project. And yeah, let's go. That's right. This is Brioche Cam. You're all here watching these videos, so you're kind of knowing that there's spoilers or not spoilers because you're following my progress. The video is here. I've skipped to the end. Of course I have. It's not lunchtime. I can't watch it yet. But I've skipped to the end. And there's no brioche. There's no brioche this week. There's probably going to be brioche, as I've said before. But, right, I need to go back to work. And then I'm glad I bought my knitting because I might be able to do a row. Maybe. I don't know. I'll watch the video. Okay, it is just after 12 o'clock and I've got half an hour. So I'm going to have a go at row 1. It is a setup row. There's some yarn overs. And we're going to be using colour A, which is the fancy red colour. So I'm going to give it a go. It'll be fine. Here we go. Week 2. Come on. And boof, just like that, my half-hour lunch is done. Yeah, there we go. I have finished row 1. Got a lot of rows to go. But it is the setup row. So I'm glad I've kind of done that because I've taken a little bit of work out of it. Yeah, we've basically added some yarn overs in between the I-cord loops. So you can see those. And then row 2, I'm obviously going to knit and purl my way back. And then the main part of the section will begin. So I've kind of done half a setup row. And yeah, I think I'm on something like 140 odd stitches, and we're going up to over 250 stitches on the next one. So it's an increase row. So I won't get that done now. I will wait until I get home. But I'm glad I bought it in. It wasn't brioche. It was a setup row as I expected. So not a great deal of progress to show you, but progress nonetheless. Sorry for the needle rubbing on the table if you can hear that. So yeah, I'm going back to work, and then I will check in a little bit later on. If we do go out for dinner tonight, I'll probably just end up doing the setup row. And then maybe the first 1 or 2 rows of a pattern repeat that's come in. My thoughts on this video so far is that I'm likely to do it section by section, because it looks like the sections are pretty intense. It is a lot of knitting, like he said. So I will probably finish the first section, share some footage, get this up and ready, because I'm not sure I'll then finish the next section over the weekend, if that makes sense. I think this week is going to be a finish by next Thursday. I'm not going to be finished by Tuesday like I was last week. But that's my thoughts at the minute. Obviously, you're watching this video now, so you'll know how long it is. Yeah, there we go. See you in a bit. Hello, hello, hello. I am home, and I have finished. I haven't finished the clue. I finished the setup rows. So you saw this when I had just finished the first row. So I created the yarn overs, and I've now followed the pattern, and I've knit and purl my way back to add stitches. So the little loops, the I-cord loops, are very much here and part of the design. And we know that Stephen loves a big yarn over hole. So we have these massive holes now that have been created in the fabric. I read a post on Ravelry, and someone described these as yarn shrimps, and I now can't unsee it. So the yarn shrimps have now got these massive yarn overs, so lots of burrowing. So I've now got a slip stitch pattern, which is similar to a border pattern that featured in last year's shawl. So I'm going to work on that. It's about 6 o'clock. Mark and I can't decide whether we're going to go out for dinner or not. If we don't go out for dinner, I don't know what we're going to eat here. So I kind of feel like we need to go out to eat. But I'm going to start a couple of rows. And yeah, I'll show you some progress in a little while. But I've seen where the pattern's going, and obviously there's no spoilers because you're seeing as it develops, but it's a lot of knitting and it's bonkers. I've watched all the video now. Right, I'm not going to get this section finished while I'm standing here waving at you. Right, it is 6:30. We've decided we are going out for tea. So we've just watched UK Drag Race, and I have done 6 rows. So 6 rows in an hour. We are up to like over 270 something stitches now, which is getting big. So you've just seen me with the loops, the yarn overs finished. So you can see the establishment of the pattern now. So I said earlier it was a bit like last year's. It kind of is. I'll show you last year's bit that I'm referencing, although last year's had a T and this year is just a flat block. But we've got this little slip stitch pattern. So I've just done this grey here is the last of it's a 4-row repeat. So I did the 2 set of rows, then I did another 2 rows, and then I've done the 4-row repeat. So I've just done row 4. So I now have to repeat those 4 rows another 4 times. Lots of 4s. And you don't care about that. So I will hopefully, in theory, get that done in 3 hours-ish. Less than 3 hours. So I should have that done tomorrow morning, maybe, by lunchtime. That'll be the next section finished. So yeah, there we go. I'm planning. I need to work out I think it is going to take me all week. So I think if I can do a section a day, then I should have enough time. But some of the sections are crazy, as you'll see. So there we go. So good progress. This will be it for Friday now because we're going out, have a couple of pints and a curry. So yeah, so more tomorrow. Out for brunch, and of course, some knitting. Very, very lazy Saturday. I am going to finish this clue today. I've got one more repeat to go. Come on. Good morning, good morning. It is Sunday, and he was very optimistic that we were going to get that clue finished yesterday. I would have done, but we had brunch. We had a look around the city centre. We went to the market. We went to the butchers, the greengrocers. It was all very traditional and all very lovely. But I then didn't do any more knitting because my parents happened to also be in the city centre. So by the time we'd done all that, we then sat down and we went to the pub and met them for a few hours of drinking, which was lovely. No hangover today. We're not having a repeat of last week. But yeah, by the time I got home, Strictly was on, wasn't really feeling in the knitting mood, which is fine. So it's Sunday morning, it's about 9:30, and I have done the 5th grey. You need to have 6 and then the section's finished. So I'm just going to finish this. I think I've got about 4 rows. If you can hear noise, Mark's making coffee. I think I got about 4 rows left on this section, and then it will be a case of editing this together and getting it up online. So enough chatting. I'll be back when I've knit those rows. And just like that, the hour has passed and I finished the rows that I needed to. So I have done my 6 grey stripes, and that is, I think this is called section 5, because I think it will just keep building week by week, section by section. So this is part 1 of week 2 or section 5 of the whole thing. But that is finished. And I've got last year's shawl because I said earlier in another clip, I think I said, oh, this section here is quite similar to one of the sections from last year. And we had this section. So it is similar but different. When I started doing, I thought, oh, it is similar to last year. But it's not quite, because this is just stripes. Here we have the stripes, but you've also got the sort of the little crossbar, the little T. So, yeah, similar but different. So I'm done. So this is the end of episode 6 of my vlogtober adventures. I hope that you have enjoyed watching along. I'm going to spend the rest of Sunday now working on the next section, and then I'll see what happens in terms of videos. So I think there are another 3 or 4 sections in this week's pattern. There's quite a lot of knitting to do. So I'll see if I only finish the next section today. I might film a quick video and pop that up tomorrow to share progress. If I make a bit of progress, I might do do a slightly longer sort of 10-15 minute video and then pop that up later tomorrow perhaps. So we'll see, but I will keep you posted obviously with my progress. I really love this section. The back of it, for those of you interested, just a simple just a simple reverse stocking stitch really, in the burgundy and the grey. That might that shows it slightly better because the light's bleeding through it, isn't it? Yeah, so there you go. And the reverse. I love these little columns that's being created. So there we go. That is the end of episode 6, and stay tuned for what's coming up. If you've liked this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button. Thank you as always for all of your support, your comments. I think I'm up to date again with comments, which is amazing because there's been a lot of them. I've loved chatting to you all about your projects, how it's going. There's lots of you not knitting this and living vicariously through me and the other knitters that are working on it. A few of you have tagged me in posts on Instagram, which is brilliant, so that I get to see your colours and I get to see what you're working on. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here, and until we speak again, happy crafting.